Welcome to We Up University with another episode today, guys. I'm WhiteSide, as you know, but today I have a different person on my side. Okay, my homegirl. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Shauna. I am from Harlem, but both of my parents are actually from North Carolina. And I represent Southern University in the
Okay.
law status.
So she's in our classroom because, guys, we have a new show that we're going to be doing together.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to see a lot of us. Okay, so get used to it.
Get
Be
used
nice
to
to
it.
her. Be ready for it.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go.
Because we're going to be real. It's going to
Yep.
be me and her bringing the realness. Okay?
So, one of the things I was like talking about to my friend, because I am from Harlem and I now live down here in Raleigh.
How long you been down here now?
I've been in Raleigh now for 5 years.
So you're not considered a rock person. So you're strictly from up north.
I'm still a New Yorker.
Okay,
Like, period.
okay.
Like, it's not. I could be here for 30 years. I'm still gonna be like, I'm from New York.
Because when you're from up north, it don't, as much
It
as you're
don't
down
really-
here, it don't really change you being a New Yorker. It just, that's fine.
Change your location. That's it.
Nah, I could never.
So, like, what do you think the difference was, like, growing up from in North Carolina? Because growing up in New York, like, I
Okay.
feel like it was the best childhood. I mean, it's a lot different, but I feel
I
like
mean-
it was awesome.
So the difference between basically from living up north and living down south.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. But I see you bought that's a nice little jar.
I did.
So what's in the jar?
This in the jar is just a few little topics that we can discuss the differences on. So,
Okay.
I'll let you do the honors of picking the first one since you are the veteran here.
Okay, what's that? So, let's go back to maybe, it depends on when y'all was able to go to house. I don't know about y'all, but house parties, it took a lot for me to go to a house party. When I was like 8th grade, it was hard. But once I got to high school, it was just like, I'm going to my homegirl house, and that's where I'm going. And then I would go to the house party. But like, house parties in here growing up for me, definitely got in trouble every time I came back from one. Not necessarily being caught, but I definitely got some flashback from it, and I got in trouble somehow. It could have been a week later, but I got in trouble about something that happened at the house party. They were always, a lot of things went down, and then we'll get back to school. You know, you're not supposed to talk about it, but it was always talked about. And everybody either have a new nickname or something new rumor that came out. Somebody that got caught doing something.
So y'all always had mess at y'all house parties, basically.
It won't mess, but it was like, what do you call it? Things that we might shouldn't have been doing at that age. But I'm not gonna say everybody. Because it could have been some nice, G-rated, PG-rated, spin the bottle. I don't remember doing any of that type of stuff like at a house party. It was a lot of like, you look at the wall and it's like jean print or, from like people being against the wall. Like the guy's jeans when you're grinding or you're like throwing it back on somebody. No, I like discrimination. We used to be like actually dancing and sweating.
So, like, y'all house parties, all right. So, like, give me, like, a visual. Because in my head, I have no idea. Like I've been to probably, like, one house party when I visited my cousins in North Carolina. But I feel like it was more what they call it, the liquor house. It wasn't like a house party. It was the liquor house.
There's a difference.
Yeah, it's a difference. So, like, in New York, like, our house parties, I mean, if you're not in Brooklyn or Queens, then you're probably going to go to an apartment party. That's basically what the house party is, first of all. So it's not like...
It don't have to necessarily be a house.
It's not going to
where you live in.
Yeah, it's going to be like... It's going to be pretty... Like, I probably went to a few in my life growing up. And it wasn't nothing, like, amazing that... I had to like sneak out the house or anything. I would literally just be like, I mind this person having a party. Not that my mother would, she'd just be like, all right, because my mother trusted me. Like, I was a good child growing up.
You was a good child.
I really was. So, like, my mother trusted me to do certain things. So, like, a lot of people really didn't throw house parties like that. Like, every now and then you'll go to, like, a basement party in Brooklyn, but I really didn't know who house it was. So, like,
did you ever know who house it was when you went, though?
Yeah, I always knew who I, well, except a few ones that I went to in Brooklyn. I kind of.
You said the free ones?
I said a few
I'm about to
ones
say
that, you know, a few of them Brooklyn house parties, you know, your friend be like, oh, my friend is having a party here. Do you want to come with me? And I'll be like, you know.
Okay.
See, because growing up in New York, like, I feel like.
So you was like, you had to like.
You take the train. Yeah, you take the train. So, like, I've been taking the train since I was in, junior high school. So I was about 11. Like, yeah. Like, take the train, a bus, or whatever. So, you know. You get real mobile when you're.
I said so. Okay, so scene. You want the scene of a party down here? Scene of a party. It's Friday night. Okay, you already set up. Now this is from a girl's. I mean, just my personal experience. Okay.
Okay.
I done set up already on Thursday. Who house I was gonna stay at for Friday night.
Gotta get your story straight, huh?
Gotta get the story straight, okay? And you can't pick a friend that she don't really know, because she gonna kind of figure out, like, you don't really never gonna stay with her, why you gonna stay with her? It gotta be somebody that you know, constantly always over their house. She kind of know their parents already, so she don't ask questions or make no phone calls, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to the age where you didn't have to do this with everything, but you didn't give out the full explanation of where you was going. You know, I'm about to go out, you know, okay. Like, once I was able to drive, I didn't have to give that much of a description. I just had to be home at a certain time.
Okay.
Or I had to call and say, like, I'm at such and such house and I'm not going to be coming back. Like, once I got older. But when I wasn't older, it was who house you staying at, and then if it was my house, like, coordinating who going to drop off, who going to pick up. If it was known that you was going to a house party. But usually the ones you got dropped by your parents, those are like birthday parties and stuff like that. House party, you got to find one friend in your group got to have a car.
Yeah.
Because they don't work for us. Like, the public transportation is not taking you to a house party. If you live close enough, depends on like where the party at. You know, some of the guys just like pull up on like a bike or something. But most of the time when you was going to like a real one, you drove. You know what I'm saying? It's always hot. It's always very.
Always, yes.
It's always hot.
Every house party.
It was either in two ways. It got shut down by the police. A fight happened, and then it kind of fizzled out from there. Or a parent came home, and we all had to like.
Okay.
But it's usually on the Friday night. The other parties, they want like house parties, like parties.
Yeah.
Let me take y'all back. Going to like the skate ranch parties. They used to have parties at the Garner YMCA.
Now you talking my language. See, like the skate parties.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a skate party.
No,
it was just at the skate ranch.
See, if you're from New York and you ever been, everybody from. I'm not gonna say everybody. Okay. It's a lot of people that's from New York. If you grew up in New York and you went to the Key in the Bronx, and you know about the parties at the Key in the Bronx. See, what happens is after a certain time, the skating ring was shut down. They would have it. They would have it like one section you could skate, and one section it was like basically like a club. They would have like two different skating ring signs. And after a certain time, like they shut the whole thing down. It's like a big club. So if you are from New York and you've been to the Key, then I need you to give me a comment. Let me know some of your nights.
Fiascos that y'all had there.
Very much fiascos because the Key was like a lot of people would show up. Like even celebrities sometimes would just come to the Key.
Oh no, party.
But it was like a teen kind of spot. So like when you were in junior high school or high school, to your parents, you're going to the skating Key, to the skating ring. Right. But like a lot of them didn't know what happened until they started getting like stuff started happening, start being on the news. They're like, what happened at the skating ring? It's not really just skating ring.
That didn't really happen down here till like I would say like till we got older and driving. Like people was going to like take shout out to my best friend. She used to love this place. Like her like. Going to oh my gosh, what is it called? Black Ties. That she loved going to that place. So you can like sneak in and get in.
Mm-hmm.
People was going there too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a lot going on. Like, it was a lot going on in those times. Like,
Yep.
it was always something going on. You just had to figure out, like, what type of fun were you trying to go for.
Yep. That's good.
All right, so you pick.
Let's go. Where do I want to go? Let's move it around, shake it on down.
You can't pick the same color I picked. That'd be the rule.
What color you pick?
Blue.
All right. Ah, dating.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so growing up in New York, dating, I mean, for the most part, like, I want to say dates would be like group dates almost. Like
what
or-
age is this?
This is like, let's just say high school. Like, even like just getting a guy's attention, like, all we really had to do was just like, I don't know, like.
Was it so let me ask you this then. Did y'all used to write, you know, the letters, like the song and all that? Y'all used to write like letters back and forth to each other in school?
I used to write letters, but they used to be letters to my friends, and we used to pass notes in the hallways like that. But it was never
Not
like
to a boy.
But I mean, some of my friends were guys, but it was never like a love letter. It was
well, it wouldn't be a love letter, but like I feel like it was. Well, that was more like middle school. High school, it was a little bit different. Like,
yeah.
And so I guess that's why I asked you, like, how young, like what age were you able to like go out and date?
High school ish. So I remember an incident in junior high school where
fiascos and incidents. That's all it seemed like it be happening in New York. But go ahead.
So like I was in junior high school and I remember it was this guy that liked me with one of my friends at the time.
Like guy friend or this was a girlfriend?
No, this was a girlfriend at the time. She also liked him too, but I didn't like him. Like I ain't like him. He liked me. I ain't like him. She liked him. That's how that go, right?
That triangle. All right.
All right. So I remember one day, she was like, "Oh, can you go with me to Old Navy on 59th Street now?" I mean, yeah, was it like 59th Street or 49th Street? It was somewhere like 14th Street. It was 14th Street, Union Square. And I was like, "You want me to go with you all the way downtown?" Mind you, I go to junior high school on 135th Street. And
so that's like a different side of town.
I mean, it's still Manhattan.
Okay.
It's uptown versus downtown. So like I'm on 135th Street, and you want me to go to 14th Street. I live on 159th Street. We're in junior high school, so
Right.
I'm probably like
12. Yeah.
12 at the time.
That's a little bit distance to go.
But like we on the train, like we does this, right? So right.
We does this.
We does this. So I remember she was like, "Can you come with me? It's gonna be real quick. I just want to go there and get some stuff, and then we're gonna come back." And I'm just like, "All right, cool. Like, I'll just cut after school program, go with you, and we'll make it back.
Okay.
We'll make it back by the time I'll be home anyway. You know, I had a plan."
So you're taking early dates.
No, we left school at regular school time, but instead of going to after school program, I just left and we went to Old Navy.
Okay.
Now I thought it was just gonna be me, her, and our other friend,
Oh,
but
this
it
is a
turns out
setup.
it was like me, her our other friend, the guy that she liked that liked me. And I guess he ended up getting there because she told him, "Oh, Tashana's gonna go with me."
She set you up.
Yeah, she set me up, but I'm just like innocent.
But she just wanted him to be there.
She just wanted him to be there, right?
And you were the key.
Exactly. So I remember we went out, and that was kind of like how she was trying to take him out on a date, I guess. But yeah, we ended up coming back, and afterwards, I remember I live on 159th. He lived on 150th, right? So we got off the train around that area, and I was just like, I walked my 9 blocks, be back home. It's not that far or whatever. She lives in the same neighborhood as me, so I was like, we'll walk together. So we're walking. Our other friend, our other friend and the guy both lived in the same neighborhood. Okay. So I'm saying bye to her, and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna go with him to his house or whatever. We're gonna go and hang out. Don't you want to come with us?" I'm like, "No, I'm going home. I know what time I gotta be home.
The good child, and you say, I gotta go home.
I gotta go home. I know what time I'm supposed to be home, so I don't get caught doing this, and I don't make all the way downtown.
And I don't even like this guy. I'm out here.
Exactly, okay. And I'm out here.
All right.
I go home. I leave. I go home. Apparently, she didn't. Next day, I come home from school, and my mother was like, "Why you was downtown on 14th Street at Old Navy?" And I was just like, in my head, I was just like,
"How you know that detail?"
I didn't say. I was like, "I was downtown on 14th Street."
Oh, okay.
She was like, "You lying because blah blah blah." Mother told me that you was with her downtown on 14th Street. And then that's when I was like, well, shoot, she's snitching, I'm snitching too. I was like, Ma, I went with her, but I left. I came back home. I just went with them. She went to some boy house, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'm coming home so I can make it home in the proper time.
Snitching.
So
okay, because you already got you in trouble first.
She got me in trouble because she apparently she came home like 8, 9 o'clock, and she was like she was with me. And her mother already found out that she was at the guy house. So now you're trying to make it seem like I was with you at the guy house, but baby, I never went inside nobody's house.
So let me ask you this then. Okay, so was that considered like her first date?
Yeah.
So what's your first date?
My first date?
Where'd y'all go? You don't remember? That's something you're supposed to remember.
I mean...
So your first date wasn't your first kiss?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
My first kiss happened in like 3rd grade.
Oh, all right. That's how y'all moving up. Oh,
no, it was like on some random like.
I mean, I ain't lying down here. You know, we move fast, and that.
No, I know y'all move fast.
You know what I'm saying? But
like,
I don't really consider that like a first kiss. I mean, like one that you purposely went in a tent for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you move fast.
I mean, no, it was a kiss, like...
No, like, I mean, like...
But it was my friend, so, and we wanted to learn how to kiss.
No, that ain't it. I'm talking about your first kiss, like, romantic. I got a crush on this person.
I mean, if I see him to this day, yeah. So...
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Well, dating here in the South. I don't even want to get under that
there. Like, that's my homie.
The way your voice went up. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm just gonna say, dating in the South here, it was a little bit different.
Oh, I know, cause I used to come down here.
It was, you had two sides, okay? You either had a mom who was like, okay, like that's cute, or you had like the mom was like, not in here. No, you can. I'll take you at this time and pick you up this time. And if you're not here, I'm coming in looking for you, and I'm gonna embarrass you. Like it was a very controlled date.
Yeah.
By both sides.
Yeah.
But then you had somebody who was like, and the only reason they probably didn't care is because you weren't going on no real date. He was like about to go hang out.
Yeah, and that's why I probably don't really remember my first date because it wasn't.
I remember
in high school. Like I never really had.
So where did you take people on dates?
First date like that, like
first hang with the
opposite
sex.
Me, a guy, and then like one of my friends and her guy friends, and we'll all like go to the movies. Like I remember one time I had a date on 125th Street when they first opened up the Magic Johnson Theater on 125th Street. But yeah, and I was like young, so yeah.
So it sounds like we all did the same type of activities.
Yeah, but
not much you can do.
Like group date, cause like y'all date, y'all probably like had somebody pick y'all up and drop y'all off. Us, we taking trains and stuff like that.
I mean, not all the time. Like okay, in middle school, if you had the right parent, you could go there, pick you up, and they'll probably stay there too. Like you go out to eat. They'll be in a restaurant. They won't sit with you or nothing, but they'll be somewhere. As the older you get, they'll drop you off.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you got to the age where you was like driving and going on your own. And then, two backgrounds. Either they had to come in and introduce themselves, or you just try to hurry up outside before they came in so you ain't like, they have to go through like all the questions because you already know. My mom, I love you, Mom, but nosy. Like, one of them almost know your blood type. Like, Mom, we going to the movies. Like, oh, we coming back.
See, but that was the good thing about group dating with you and your friend, right? Because I'd be like, Mom, I'm going to the movies with one of my female friends, right? And she'll be like, she going to the movies with me.
See, I
and then we would
I ain't really count group dates. Now we can go on a double date, but when I say
I mean,
group
that's a group
dates,
date.
I don't see
It's
group dates
more
for
than
us
one
was like a
person.
hang for me. Like we're hanging out with our friends. We're not on a date. I get that's how I took it.
Oh well.
Like we'll go out, like we all be together and be like, oh yeah, we went out last Thursday. Not we went out, but we all went
Okay,
out.
well,
And then it
I
was
guess
like a
double
chill.
dates, group dates. Shoot, is one of your friends?
Cause a double
and
date
you
for
be
me, like a real date, that was like a planned thing. Ain't like we just gonna, go down to.
I mean,
here and
not we
there.
plan it. I mean, a lot of times in high school,
I
we
mean,
didn't plan it.
you
but-
didn't because you was just trying to find something to do to get out the house, so you just picked
I
random
mean,
stuff.
not really. Like
Oh,
in
we
New
was
York,
trying-
you don't have to find anything to do. You walk out the house and stuff find you. Like,
I mean, depending on where you live at, yeah, but it's the kind of stuff like, did I want to do it on a Friday night? Probably not, but I can find some stuff to do. Like for me,
Still,
I already,
it's gonna
on
be
a
fun.
Thursday in my head, because I'm a planner, and maybe that might be it too. I heard about this was going on. I'm gonna make an appearance over here for a little bit. Go here, go there, then bring it back in. Like you had a game plan,
Right.
and then when I was driving, you had a car, or one of us had a car, so we had to like, who driving this time?
right.
I need to be back by this time. We can go here, here, and here. These are my no's, and these are like, you know what I'm saying? Because you get people in your car, they be like, they think that little gas when they're going to help control where the car go. Like, nah, keep your money because you're not about to control this car. Or give me the money and you still can't got no control over that.
Yep. Everybody got their Metro card? Alright, because that's how we get in there.
See, and never mind. That's that, don't care about nobody else mentality. Oh, I got two. Okay, so I got school dances. Did y'all have school dances in middle school and stuff?
We did.
Okay.
We did.
Did you
Not
have?
many, but we had them.
Okay. Was it like there's a thing that y'all used to go to?
I mean, yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Like-
what grade are we talking? Because I can give
Middle
you,
school.
like,
Well, what's y'all middle school? Our middle school is 6th through 8th grade.
Our middle school is 7th and 8th grade.
So yeah, in middle school,
So middle school, yeah, like,
y'all would go.
yeah, I would go.
Would they be like?
It'd be like in the gym.
Yeah, but did you have to leave? You had to leave school and come back.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had some dances like that, like a big dance, like winter dance, whatever they call them big ones. I don't know what the real name is, but like
May have one.
regular school dances. Nah, you knew it was directly after school, so they had like you didn't have to leave to go home. You could just
Oh, wow.
stay. And we would stay like in the cafeteria and whatnot and be like, yeah, everybody's in their little cliques and stuff, planning out stuff. Then you go down to the gym. And yeah, now in the middle school dancing, I don't know anybody shout out to who went to Carnage. Y'all know we used to get in so much trouble at these school dances. Back up, separate, people behind bleachers and stuff.
Nope.
But it was, the teachers was here,
See, y'all
and then you
had
got picked up.
bleachers. We didn't like really have bleachers in our gym like that. Like, if we're being honest.
Oh, okay,
Like,
that's different.
New York schools don't really have all of that stuff. Like, we had chairs. Like, you pull up a chair in the gym.
Oh no, we didn't have
So
chairs.
like, yeah, like it wasn't like bleachers and stuff like that. So what our school did is it was pretty much you're in a gym.
Mhm.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
We got you.
You're pretty much in a gym. They got some music. They might have refreshments.
You said the
High
word fresh.
school, I think when we had a high school, they had it in like the cafeteria. But the cafeteria is like huge, but they cleaned out everything in there. So I remember, at high school, it was a zoo, Joshua, and the one like school dance that I remember, he had a bottle of Hennessy.
So, okay, he came from a
So
party.
yeah, he came ready.
But
And
this
I was
in high
just
school.
like, this is the high school.
Well, okay, so that's the difference though. We didn't really go to our school dances in high school. It was a middle school thing.
See, in high school, like growing up, like in New York, they don't really have a lot of school dances. So when they did have it in
It
high
was
school,
a big thing.
actually it wasn't because our school was on 49th Street in Manhattan. 49th Street is exactly 7 blocks from 42nd Street. So we are like 5-10 minutes from 42nd Street. So a lot of times at the high school, we would just
42nd Street.
Times Square.
Oh, okay.
So
See how much? I'm like, what's on 42nd Street?
42nd Street, Times Square, people. That's where like back.
Yes.
That's like when I was going to school. That's when they had TRL. Used to be outside.
Yo.
So we used to like go to
Okay.
42nd Street and like go see who was in like the TRL building to see like who's down there, so we can be like, yeah. But we never was one of those people that actually stand outside. We would just go see who's up there and then keep moving.
walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there was a bunch of stuff that you can do. You got arcades, you got movies, you have a whole bunch of stuff that's why I said we never really had to find stuff to do on Fridays and Saturdays. It was just like, what you want to do? You want to go here? You want to go there? You could literally go to an area and then find something while you're there, like, or something find you. Like, you'll be walking down the street and they'll be like, you want to go to the comedy show? Sure.
Oh no.
Give me the comedy show tickets. Thank you.
If it wasn't going out, like finding something to do, then it was we playing outside.
Right.
And that means we didn't play, but we be outside.
Yeah,
And them street lights come on, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation.
You're right about
Yeah.
that. And on that
See?
note, I will go ahead and plug
Go ahead,
one.
plug one.
Let's go ahead. I can get any color I want to now. Let's go with one that is not stuck to something else. One of these is not like the other.
What you got? What you got?
Music.
That's already a battle. Like, we already know how that goes now. That's a...
What you?
Because, I mean...
What you mean? I'm curious. Curious minds wants to know on this topic.
I mean, I feel like it's the same conversation that goes on with everybody. Like, down south music versus up north music. Like...
See? I don't want to have that conversation.
Okay, so what you want to hear what then?
So, like, music, growing up in New York, we listened to, like, a lot of hip-hop and what I call, because I'm from New York, what I call, like, you know, like, regular hip-hop and stuff like that, you know. We listen to a lot of reggae, a lot of dancehall, like, stuff like that growing up. When I came down south, and I heard like down south quote unquote music for the first time, and I saw like how it really get like crazy down here, and I was just like,
okay. So when you say music like that, we used to listen to a lot of like you gonna be up and be wild type of music, like like, you know, it can get real, you know, out of control. I would say that. Growing up though, for real, like I would say up until middle school is when I started listening to my own kind of music. Like before that, and I think music has just changed too. Like we listened to a lot of stuff. Like I don't know about y'all, but when I was riding the car with my mom and dad, we only could listen to 104.3. Which was like the oldies and like Anita Baker, Luther Vandross. So you ask me now, I know all those songs.
Yeah, me too.
By heart before I might know some other songs because that's the only thing they would like put on, or church music before when you was in the car. Not until I got like my own little cassette thing, you know, was making tapes because we didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So you had to like make tapes and then, yo, you was what? That was big to us. Like. We have on our phone, so you didn't have your own little like.
With a Walkman, I did make tapes.
Your voicemail on your phone. We used to have music playing in the background from the radio. Like if you ain't catching the time, you had to record and then play it in the back. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was something. Even just like making tapes.
I have a heck of a lot of cousins that actually did that. Like you'll hear like. You'll hear like the song playing first, and then they'll start talking, and then you'll hear like the song playing, fading out the end. And I'll be like, "Why you do all that? All you have to do is say, leave a message."
No,
like,
no.
You gotta put on a whole.
This is when like music to me, like
long.
no, put it on your on your phone, like your ringtones. Like we was buying ringtones and stuff back then. But like music was. Really 90s R&B was like my age. I would say my age group. Like we really didn't go. Like you know what I'm saying. Like we would listen to some hip hop, and some people did maybe more trap, rap, or
Yeah.
that. I mean, I'm saying I personally didn't. Just really depends on like your location, who you's around, kind of thing, your environment.
Yeah.
But I mean, we was big on music. Like, if you put on a song and it was like the jam or something, like, you know, y'all call it twerking now. I don't know what we was calling back then because it was a dance to
Booty shaking.
everything. Booty shaking, the cry baby. Don't act like y'all done pull that move out a couple of times at the house party. Don't do that.
See, with us, it was like, at our house parties, it was like a lot of dancehall and reggae music when you wanted to dance. So
see, that for us
hit
became
them with
more
the
like
line.
that became when we played reggae music. Now, even now, like it's towards the end of the night.
Nah,
When it's
that's when the
not
party
end of
get
the night,
lit.
right? But it's
Back
more like
in
a
New York.
sexy time. Like it becomes when you're trying to like be on like really be on some stuff. You play a little reggae dance hall.
See,
That dirty wine turning that for us.
See, and that's the opposite because in New York, when the party is at its height, that's when you drop that. When you was younger, and they play all that, they play that mix show. You start feeling yourself wet. Oh my gosh, like yeah. See, that's the big difference. The music and when they drop certain songs.
So this guy's it has a little bit to do with music. So this one is like, did you ever used to watch BET Uncut After Darks? Y'all used to watch that? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
wasn't a bit.
it wasn't really a big deal for me because like. It would be like the next day in school, somebody be like, "Oh, did you see that tip drill video?"
Why? That's every look.
Did
when
you
that
see when that
video
the car?
when that video
like,
dropped, that was the like.
I don't watch
talk.
BET Uncut,
That
but you
was the
know
talk.
what? I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna watch it. See, my mother worked at night, so
He was already up.
my mother was out the house, and my father he got up at 5 a.m.
So he
to go to
sleep.
work. So at midnight, he sleep. She out the house. I can go watch Uncut. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing unless one of my siblings wake up and say something. But you know, they ain't gonna snitch.
They ain't gonna snitch. I mean, it would become a discussion when we like wherever we went, like to school or the after school program. It would be like everybody when that video dropped, that tip, like it was a conversation for a long time.
It really
So I'm not gonna lie. So we used to watch it, but like I don't know, people used to sneak and do it. I just feel like we just used to have the TV on, just be on real low, because we already know the song. We just want to see the video. So that was the difference. We pick like 2 more each apiece.
Okay, well, this one of these stuck, so.
Grandparents, weekends and holidays. So for me, my mom always say that she had 2 sets of kids. My mom is actually, so I have siblings. Like I literally have a sibling that's 20 years older than me.
Oh wow.
And me and my nephew are the same age. So my parents are a lot older. So I end up losing my grandparents, like all of my grandfather who raised my mom by himself. He actually passed away. I think I was like 2 or something like that.
Okay.
And my grandmother passed away. I remember so well. I was 13, and on summer breaks, my mom would let me go and visit Virginia. That's where my grandmother lived. And I had a cousin, and she's also the same age as me. So I would stay with my aunt and my cousin, and my grandmother literally lived around the corner. So we would just stay at her. I would stay at her house. My mother would let me stay there for the summer. And I would just walk around the corner to my grandma's house or whatever. But it wasn't like I didn't have a as close relationship with my grandmother as some of my other cousins that grew up in Virginia with her.
I got it.
But like she always called me brown eyes. So
That's so cute. Okay. I mean, okay. Grandparents, like down here. Yeah, like some grandparents is your mom.
I was about to say
like that's like you can't function without like
Right.
it's your go-to person before you even your parent,
Right.
or they could be your parent. For me, it was like you said in the summertime, get shipped down. I think everybody got shipped to their grandparents in the summertime. I would get shipped down to like it wouldn't be the whole summer though. I have to divide my time up between my dad's grandparents and my mom's, and then sometime on my dad's side I would go to like my uncle's house. and then by that time it's time to come back home.
Okay.
But I mean, I feel like I had a good relationship with both my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of them taught me different stuff.
Right.
Like here, they was big on teaching like my grandma on my mom's side. She taught me like a lot of like cooking and like how to pick fresh fruit and like
Yeah.
more the traditional kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like or like the domestic type of stuff. My
Right.
grandma was kind of on that. On my dad's side, she was more like just how to keep yourself like she every day. The smell of the skin so soft. Oh my god, she used to put that on me every time I was down there, from the body oil to the shower stuff to the mosquito repellent.
I was about to say that.
To the whole line, she would have me smell. My granddad would say, "Gotta smell like a Jezebel." Like like their skin so soft. But she was teaching me like a lot of like family values, or like she showed me a lot of pictures. She gave me a lot of history. I would say that.
That's good.
On my dad's side, like he was big on saying, to this day, rest in peace. He was a Buffalo Soldier, and I used to hear about the same story every time about him being a Buffalo Soldier. Either he was studying that, or he was reading the Bible and just having like random like. My grandfather, like both my fathers were like, they weren't scary, but like they were kind of like, they was men of few words. So then it's like when they smoke, it was like when they would speak, it would be like, oh, you talking to me?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It had to be something like I had to stop what I was doing and listen, because it was like profound, because they don't really talk like that. You know what I'm saying? But like kind of the same vibes. Like I would go there and
They choose their words.
they choose I would just go down to my grandparents' house in the summertime, and like my mom on my dad's side, I got to like have fun and like sleep in. On my mama's side, it was work being a domestic woman. Like we was getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, going to the strawberry and huckleberry farm, like picking huckleberries, picking collard greens, come back, got to shuck corn, all before 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Then you got to go lay back down, go make your bed,
No, ma'am.
take another bath,
No, ma'am.
get ready to eat this hot breakfast of like biscuits and gravy, and like be a whole spread, right? Eat a whole spread, and you got to finish doing some more type of laundry, hanging up sheets on the line outside.
I did that when I came to
bothered
Virginia.
me. I do not like it. I hated it
too.
I hated it. I was never good at pinning. Things would fall. I would get mad.
Wind start blowing.
Oh,
now it's flying away.
And then you get yelled at. Yeah,
I was like, I'm a city girl. This not for me.
Man,
we don't got lines like that outside.
We would do that, and then she would go in and cook a big lunch. I'm talking about, no, because then they put you out. Like you be sleep, it be hot. It's too hot to eat Salisbury cube steak and gravy and mashed potatoes at lunchtime. Like, so what we having for dinner?
Yeah, the southern heat is.
Oh yeah, that's a different type of heat, honey.
It's definitely something different. But that does not take away from the heat that happens in the summertime in New York when the heat wave comes, because the humidity out there is ridiculous.
I can imagine coming from. I feel like heat is everywhere.
It is.
Okay. Sleepovers.
Sleepovers.
So we did a lot of those growing up. Like at one point, that was a thing to have for your birthday. You had like hotel party sleepovers.
Okay, yeah.
Or even like, but no, for real, like, my side, being the only child, I always had sleepovers.
Oh, okay.
Or I would go to them.
Yeah.
But I would have them. I'm not talking about. I had them, but not as much as I would go to some. Or I would go to like my friend's house and spend the night.
Right.
Because I didn't have nobody to play with in my house, so I would go to somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying? Or I was always in something like, like Girl Scouts, or some type of after school program, or some type of program I'm a member of, and then we would have sleepovers with like those people that I met there. But like, yeah, I was always going to sleepovers. We used to play the worst games on each other, like that slapping with we would do all that.
We didn't do all that. We respected each other and their privacy when we were sleeping.
Whatever. Right. That's the evil face. We all know we went down to the girl. As you got older, these sleepovers at the hotel became reckless, because that's when, I ain't gonna say no names, but you know who you are when you used to go to these hotel parties. The boys would come over and they would get snuck in, and
I'm not a part of this conversation. That didn't happen for me.
Because you was a good child.
I was definitely a good child.
Oh my Lord.
I don't recall.
Y'all didn't?
I mean, if it was boys, then I felt like they should already have known.
So you didn't? So did y'all do a lot of sleepover? That was just something y'all did.
I mean, it was I used to spend the night at like my friend's house here and there, but it wasn't like called the sleepover. It'd just be like.
I mean, I would say I would call it sleepover on paper, but a lot of those I'm over here at my friend's house. And,
oh well, then yeah, we'll just be hanging out, chilling, be like, oh, you should stay over, and we can call blah blah, and then all of us something like that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you the difference here is we used to be like, no, you call your mama, you ask, no, you ask. I asked last time. We had to figure out because our mama like, you were just over there, or
I always had to ask. Whether it was staying at my house or me staying at somebody, I always had to ask. Why? Because they was like, if you ask, they'll say yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We had to take. Like,
why?
If
why
it was my mom,
if
it was my mom, the friend had to ask.
No, not my mother.
Because then she couldn't be that mean and rude to them.
My mother straight up told me one day, she said, don't have your friends come and ask me no questions about you.
She would do that sometime, and she would do that, and so I'd be like, all right. But, well, so could they stay if that happened to be something? Let me ask low key. But after a while, she didn't really care.
Right.
It depends if it was like who it was. She didn't really care.
Right, yeah.
It became like, you know who this is, and you know if it was really some issue, you call her mama.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a little bit different. I'm happy how we grew up, though. So, like.
Me too.
I'm happy how we grew up.
No, it was a little different, but hey. Which one you just picked?
You do a blue. I'll take the other pink. This will be my last one. Okay.
They don't want to separate. No. Alright. So, family reunion. So, a lot of my family is actually from the South. So, family reunions.
Was that a thing up north to have family reunions?
I mean,
up there.
My family is probably my immediate family is probably the only ones that's really like up north, like New York type.
But the majority of family was Southern.
It's mostly Southern. So family reunions was pretty much always down here, and we'll have like our other family that's up in New York. They'll like travel with us or something. But yeah, like because both of my parents are from the South, and they moved to New York when my older two siblings were young. So me and the youngest three were all born in New York, raised in New York, and yeah.
So, but is that a thing that y'all do up north? Is have family reunions?
Yeah, I love going to family reunions. Like, we need another one. We damn sure need another one.
I mean, up there, now that you came down here to them, like, did people up north have a lot of family reunions up there?
I mean, like, up north?
Not you per se, but, like, is that a New York thing? Because I feel like I've had some friends that were like, family reunions, like, what is, like...
See, my experience is very much different because I have a lot of friends that grew up in New York and they still have a lot of family that's in New York. So they did family reunions, but it wouldn't be like it would be like, all right, we're going to go to the park on this day and we all grilling. Because in New York, you don't really have space to do all that.
Yeah.
So you're doing like your family reunions and stuff like that and like parks and stuff like that, where you can grill and stuff. So, yeah, you definitely see a lot of family reunions happening in New York. It's not as detailed as when I come to a family reunion out here, you see everybody like shirts on. You got
it's a big deal. Right.
Everybody, like, it's like a whole itinerary, stuff like that. But I've been to a few family reunions, not like my family, but like other like friends or whatever in New York. And I love going to New York family reunions because I be like, this is something that I don't experience too often in New York because my family is all down south.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
You already put a pin on that. Like, we love family reunions. We do. Some families go all out and maybe travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, get houses and stuff. And then you have some that have the good old, meet a sad uncle and aunt them. They got all the land and, the whole pig is out there. Don't act like y'all ain't had that whole peak and y'all was waiting for that skin to come out. Don't act like some of y'all ain't that southern.
I haven't had it before, but I would like to experience that one day.
Yeah, it's
Just throwing that out there. Any
something.
family
Yeah,
member,
I'll let you
that
know.
whole thing.
Yeah, my uncle has it. He sits there and everything is fried. The fish is fried fresh. You gotta wait until the next batch come up. Everybody gotta stand around and wait for it.
That happened to me about was this weekend? Yeah, was it last weekend? It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, literally went through that same. That's literally how you are going, and if you're down south and it's a fish fry, if you are not by that fish,
You will
when
not
it come out,
get the
you're
hot
not
one.
getting it.
You're not
No,
getting
you're not.
Oh, you're
even
right,
getting
because it don't even get make it to the
Because
table.
it's not making it. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
making it inside.
You right.
It does not make it inside.
You
at
right.
all. I love it because it be. I don't really like seafood, by the way, but at fish fries, I eat the fish. Yes, I do.
Okay. I didn't like that one.
Give me some hot sauce. I'm with it.
I'm pretty. Okay. It's a good one to end it on. It was like, did y'all have short buses up there when y'all was in school?
I mean, they actually did. Honestly, if you
I
was
don't think I've
on,
ever seen one.
I mean, I don't even think it was called the short bus. Like, honestly, if you was on a yellow school bus growing up in New York, then it was automatically called the
Oh, because
short bus.
y'all didn't ride buses, period.
Yeah, because if you rode the bus, you rode public transportation. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just
I
thought
would
it was like,
have-
because I've never seen.
that's why I
Up
would have
there.
loved to take a school bus to school. What I would have loved to just walk outside, walk to the corner, have a bus pick me up and drop me off at school. Like, I don't gotta walk to the train station, take the train, transfer like 2-3 times, get off the train, walk from the train station to the school. Like,
Yeah, okay.
I
You
would've loved
right.
the school bus.
Okay, well, you put it like that. I guess we had it made, because you right. We walked to the bus stop. Sometimes if you were lucky, it was like right in front of your house. If not, it's like down the corner, wasn't too far.
Please.
And yeah, if it was raining or something, I'll give you this. When it was raining and stuff, when I was younger, we was getting taken. I was brought to school by my mom. I was. It like if it was raining.
I'm sorry, she
Yeah.
said she got taken. I started thinking about the movie.
I know.
was
I was like,
like,
let me change it.
I was like, oh my gosh, like Ashley had been took. I can't get taken
I'm
now.
done. I was brought to school when I was younger, and I had to get dropped off early. So I had early program and an after school program.
Okay.
Because
Dang.
my mom had to be to work. People back then had to be to work. By 9 or by 8. Oh no, because we had to be to school early. She had to go to work really early.
Okay.
So we had a before school where they you was there at school extra early. You gotta have to play in the
What
gym.
is this extra early?
It was just early. It was
Too early for you to be at school?
the school won't open yet. You be there for an extra hour before the school open. Yeah, or we could be a little earlier. But yeah, you get dropped off. I think it started at 6, and you get dropped off. They give you breakfast. Some people have breakfast. You just played in the gym, supervised by somebody. Had classrooms, but
You
yeah,
said 6 in the morning?
yeah, 7. Yeah, one of them 6, 7. It was 7. Maybe it was 7.
What?
Cause school started 9:45, 9:30 was at elementary school.
Y'all school started late. My school probably started at 8 o'clock.
When we was in high school, school started at 7:30 on the dot. But we got out at 2:15.
Okay. Well, it depends on if you had if you period went all the way down.
I pulled another one because I
you
didn't like
went
that one.
to 8th period, then you got out. I feel like at 2
Well,
something,
towards
you
middle
went to
school-
9th period, then you got out at 3:15.
We had they started doing that block schedule stuff, so stuff changed around high school for us. It's as far as having 8 periods.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna leave off on. I picked another one, guys, because I didn't like it. Punishment. How was punishment for y'all up north versus up south, down south? So I feel like y'all didn't really get punished like we got punished.
I feel like you should talk about this because I'm gonna talk about it from both sides. Because I had
You had a southern parent, okay?
I mean, I had southern parents, but I also got punished in New York, and then I also got punished down south, and I feel like it's very different. So yeah, go ahead.
I mean, punishment for me was it was kind of
I
low-key
feel like
abuse.
y'all didn't get punished really.
What? Abuse. Because you had the first one, you had to go pick your own weapon to go get beat with. If I got beat like my grandparents, or if I was or even sometimes my mom, go outside and get a switch. You had to go pick your own switch. And if the switch was not, if you went and got a little one, You had to go back and get a bigger one because you went and got a smaller one.
No.
And then you had to pick the right one. You had to be particular. Like you want one that's not too big, that's not too small, but you also don't want to be too big because you don't want to hurt. But if you get it too small, you will get in even more trouble for bringing them a small switch. And then one point, you gotta be with a lot of things. I got hit in the head with like, yo, no lie, my cousin, my grandma said this one, I would never forget it. Shout out to my cousin. He always tested the envelope. Okay, I'm gonna make it real short. Okay. She had a white bed spray. Back then, you didn't sit on old people's like beds and stuff. Mm-hmm. After the beds were made, the beds were made. So we was back there. It was like during the holiday or something. So all the grown people was in the living room. So we was in the back room in the house playing video games. I was back there watching. She came in there. Now me and my 3 cousins was sitting on the floor Indian style because I knew this rule already because I had to help make the beds as a girl in the house. So I knew the rule. She was like, get off don't be sitting on my bed spray, yada, yada, yada. She said, if I come back in, you sitting on my bed spray, I'm going to cut the pee out of you. And I was like,
what?
She said it, and the look on her face was like, oh, she mean that. Like, I don't want to test it to know what even that mean. Cut the pee out, that sounds dumb. He was like, whatever. So he got off the bed, he was leaning on it. She left. He was like, man, whatever. God was sitting Indian style, feet on the bed. On her white bed spread. She came back. We all ran out like, oh boy. And he was like, she was like, oh, you thought it was a game. She closed the door. She didn't have no belt because either you got beat with a belt or a switch, and sometimes other objects. I'm not gonna go there that way. We had other objects, cords. But this is the other object for him. You know those balloons that be in the grocery store? Uh-huh. They sit by the checkout with a hard plastic stick.
Yeah.
She had broke one of them, was one in the bedroom. She took that stick and beat them. All you could hear was the sound coming.
Stick for that butt, basically.
She meant it. So then I asked him after he got beat, can you pee? He was like, oh my gosh, I really can't pee. I was like, yo, she told you that she was going to do it. I didn't want to test it. But
she did.
You wrap up your experience and then we'll wrap it up.
So, really just depends on what age you really got punished. Our punishments, we got whipped. We got whipped with a belt, and they'll be like, go in there and get a belt. Why I gotta go and find a belt for you to beat me with? Yeah. So what I would do is I would just try to take a mad long time and be like, I can't find a belt. Meanwhile, I'm finding all the belts and I'm hiding them bitches because I do not want no belts in sight. Like, I don't need no belts in sight. I don't know if she ever found that stash. I felt like one time she found the stash and I got whipped with all of them. But that's another story. Yeah.
So belts.
Oh yeah, they'll whip you with a belt. I've never got hit with a switch. I really thought that was just like something that people say. I'm gonna hit you with a switch, but like to hear you say that you.
Oh no, you get some great hair now. I'm gonna switch you with like a whole branch. Like I have gotten so many like scratches. Like So this is back in my days when I was younger, getting beat before punishment started. Because punishments. Oh well, no. I was on the child, so everything was always my fault. I might not have been home, but it's my fault. Okay,
see, that's not even right.
Or I used to lose a lot of stuff, but I would get beat with. I would get either the word. I tried something I seen on TV. I used to watch Full House. Don't get on me. I seen her run to the bath. I seen her run into the bathroom and from like getting in trouble. So I was like, I'm gonna stay in the bathroom too. So I locked myself in the bathroom, and I was like, I just waited out. She'd go to sleep, like they did on TV. Yeah, she wouldn't sleep. I came out. I got in the bed, and then I remember going to sleep, and then I remember that light cutting on for me being in the bed asleep, and that was my first time getting beat in the bed.
Oh my God.
And then it went from getting beatings to then I laughed, and she was like, oh, this funny, to like punishment, and punishment was like, I remember for like a good 2 months at one point, I didn't have no door. My dad took the door off my bedroom door. Like, I couldn't have no privacy. Oh, yes. My door was gone for like, at one time period, for 2 whole months at one time. Wow. Then it would go like, maybe like a week or two, like throughout the times of my life.
That's crazy.
I would have that, or like, the general taking the phone away, taking this away, can't go nowhere or whatever. But yeah, taking the door was like, when I got older because I need to probably like be on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know that free after 7 o'clock on the phone was it.
It really was.
So you know you used to wait. 'Cause
For real.
if you talked on the house phone, and this if you had a cell phone, because I don't remember getting no cell phone till like I was working. Yeah, like 17, 16, like.
Yeah.
No, but it was a good conversation today.
Oh wait.
Okay.
I remember, like,
Shauna.
out of all the punishments,
What's your biggest
like,
one?
I remember the most, like, the worst punishment I ever had. I think it came as about because of that situation that I told you earlier with the girl we went downtown or whatever. And I got in trouble for it, and my mother had told my father about it. And because remember when she asked me, I lied. And I was like,
You did lie though. Lying always come back and beat you around.
and then once I was like, nah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But
it was though. But go ahead.
But no, I really didn't go to his house though. But so I remember when my mom told me, she said, "You gonna get it? Wait until your dad come home." And I was in my heart broke because I was just like, you gonna tell my daddy? Like, oh my God. So I remember this to this day so vividly. She told my father, and my father came to me, and he was like, Shauna, I'm so disappointed in you.
That's it. That's all it took.
He ain't take my phone away.
Nuh-uh. The disappointment.
He ain't give me no spanking. He told me that he was so disappointed in me. And when I say that was to this day my worst punishment ever.
I give you that.
Like, I was just like, I think I literally boo-hoo cried so hard. And like to this day, my mother still be like, you're so extra. But like, I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, to hear my dad say that he was disappointed. I was his baby girl. So to hear him say, I'm so disappointed in you, like literally my whole world shattered. And I was like, there's no punishment that you could give me that's just worse than what you just told me. And I didn't need no other punishment. And it just messed me up, as you can see to this day.
The disappointment, guys. I understand. My dad had never hit me to this day, so I understand the disappointment. I was a daddy's girl, so I definitely understand. So that's good. It's tough. It's tough being a daddy's girl.
It is.
It's the look.
That hurt the heart. That hurt the heart.
That's the look for me. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today.
Yes.
With Shauna
and Ashley.
Okay, so you'll see us again. Check us out.
Yes. Stay tuned. Take a good time. Take a minute. Like, click, subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know any topics that you guys want to hear. Let us know anything that you want us to check out. You know, just leave us a comment.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.